His main is almost mined out, and Mana's main is almost mined out as well. That is just a lot of High Templars. He is going to have a Storm field day, some Stalkers for anti-air, but overall just a lot of Zealots, one Phoenix. I'm not sure why he's not upgrading. He should be getting a Forge. He really should be upgrading. He has this Robotics, getting a Observer out. Surprisingly, not a Colossus. I thought he would definitely get a Colossus out to focus down this infantry army, but he is not. He's sticking to his guns. He's sticking with these High Templars and Storm, and that is all he is going to stick with. Here he comes in for the attack, and the Terran player is going to branch out here, but here comes the Storm. They got to retreat. They got to retreat. Here comes the Storm. Oh, massive Psionic Storm, just devastating the Terran army, and there goes pretty much the entire army there, but so did the Protoss army. Good exchange on both sides. This Marauder has no chance. No chance. He has no... Kill that Marauder. Yeah, we're just going to let the Marauder slow down and probably maybe even take down this one Templar. I don't know why he decided to leave that Marauder alive. Probably a lack of foresight on his part. He lost his High Templar there. Could have used some better micro there. And both sides have pretty decent, actually not really decent sized armies. They both got pretty much destroyed there, but there is this Observer here checking out the area, and a few Zealots. I don't know why he hasn't grabbed that Zelmaga. A mini drop over here, and Mana was able to take care of it with what was left of his army, but he has a couple Archons still, some Stalkers, and a few Templars. He's got to warp in some more. The Terran player is definitely replenishing his army. Got a bunch of Marauders coming out, some Marines, and even some Ghosts. I don't know. We might even be seeing some nuclear activity. Nope. No nuke. He doesn't have a factory. Forgot about that. No factory means no nuke. But he does have some Ghosts. They won't be cloaking, but they will be used, of course, for EMP. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier, but definitely Ghosts against Protoss equals EMP. Will take out will basically destroy these Archons. Archons are basically pure shield. Terran EMP will devastate the Archons as well as Immortals. It works very strong against Immortals. Of course, Mana doesn't have any Immortals, but I mean, just so you guys know, in any normal game, if you are playing TVP, use the Ghosts, use EMP, especially if they have Immortals, especially if they have Archons, these high shield units. Another drop has come through by Shark. This Novak's going to be taken out easily. And I don't think he really got too much done there. That wasn't a very effective drop. He didn't really do too much. Here comes some more guys. Another drop here. But yet a Templar waiting for him to storm them. They are going to easily take down that Zealot. And here comes the last storm by that Templar. The Zealots are going to focus down on him. Really just not very good drops by Shark there. I think he should have combined his forces and maybe dropped around the back here. I don't know, just not very good strategy there. Not very good move by Shark. He could have dropped those guys a lot more effectively, but he has the units to spare, so he should be okay. Here he comes with another expansion. Very aggressive macro play, as well as a Protoss play. Here comes another expansion. So they both actually have their natural fully saturated as well as a high yield, both players, and they are both securing a third expansion. But here comes Shark with the very fast stopping of this expansion. He's going to probably force him to cancel, and that will put a very large damper in his economy there. Good move by Shark there, destroying that expo while he could before it started up. He has a pretty sizable army here, some Ghosts charging up their energy. And this is what I was talking about. The EMP, 100 damage to shield and drains all energy, will completely render these High Templars useless. They won't have any energy, which means no storm. That will be extremely good for Shark. These EMP can be completely devastating to the Protoss, especially when they are not expecting it, which many do not, especially if there are no Ghosts in the early game. It will help him a lot should he choose to use it effectively. Mana's doing a pretty good job of spreading out his units here, but not so far spread out that they can't easily come back together. And he is keeping close tabs with expansion now, which is a good idea because Shark might come and re-attack it again. He has quite a few warp gates here, so he can warp in pretty much anything he wants anytime. We finally see he is getting weapons and ground upgrades. It's about time. Should have got those a lot earlier. And the Terran player Shark has 1 in 1, but he doesn't have an armory, so he can't upgrade any further than that. I'm really not sure why these guys are not teching to the fullest with this much economy. You can see the income tab. They're both at 65 harvesters and have quite a bit of income. Let's check out their resources real quick. They both have a lot of minerals, a lot of gas. I guess they are just mainly saving it for a rainy day in case all of their army gets taken out. They are sitting on pretty much full population here. 199 out of 200 for the Terran, 184 out of 200 for the Protoss. And these guys are going to be moving out for another drop, I believe. He scattered it out. He saw that Templar there. I think I'm going to drop. Oh, but here comes a massive attack by the Protoss player. The Protoss player. Here comes the Ghost with the EMP. Can they get it? They got it off. They hit quite a few of those Templars, rendering them completely useless. But here comes, they still are a lot of Templars. They're storming down this army. Here comes a drop on this side. But the Terran player wiped out the Protoss army completely. That EMP played a major role. Great move by Shark there, but there was an army left here to deal with any sort of drop. Good move on both sides. Good exchange there. The Terran player came on top out of this battle, but the Protoss player came on top in his defensive strategy. And I think overall the Terran player played that out much better than Mana was able to. I don't think he expected those ghosts at all. His like half of his Templars didn't even stand a chance. They got EMP'd and just were taken out with no problem. They couldn't storm. Templars are useless when EMP'd completely. Their shield goes away and they have 0 energy. Here comes Shark again with another expansion. Pretty much has half the map at this point, where I guess they both kind of have half the map at this point, but Mana has 1 more expansion. His natural is mined out. Oh, even his high yield is mined out, as well as Mana's high yield is mined out. So we're seeing him move in for another attack here. Gonna focus on his plans. They're gonna, oh, he's gonna charge right into that storm. Great move by Mana there. He's really focusing down this army with the storm. He's using storm really great. This is pretty much the best kind of storm micro you're gonna see. And he was able to retreat pretty handily. Good job by Mana there. That hurt Shark a lot, but he has a lot of medevacs, so he can repair a lot of this army. And he is finally getting some tanks out, which is great. It's about time we got some factory. You might even see him. Yep, he's finally getting infantry upgrades, and he really needs it. And the Protoss player is also getting ground and armor weapons finally level 2. I don't know why they didn't get these upgrades earlier. They really could have used them, especially with the glut of resources they have. Oh, and Mana is moving out into this island expansion. I don't know why Shark has not. Usually that's one of the first things Terran players do. It's very easy. All I have to do is build a command center and lift over there. But he has not. He has instead opted to go for these normal expansions. Little does Shark know, Mana can see pretty much everything. His whole army here. He has been able to see it the whole time due to that observer. Something all you Terran players should watch out for is observers, especially when you're playing with Protoss, because they will be everywhere when you're playing as a good player. Observers provide valuable information for your opponents, and you don't want them to get that information. There are a bunch of tanks here now, and I have to say, it's really about time he got tanks. They're really gonna hurt these Templars a lot, but since Mana had that zone already, he was able to see them. I really don't know why. He's finally getting Colossi. He should have gotten those a lot earlier. He's getting some Immortals to deal with the tanks. It's good, but he needs another robotics. He needs to start cranking those guys out. He has a lot of resources. He can afford it. He has quite a few expansions. He really can afford it. I'm not sure why he hasn't. I mean, Templars are great, but Colossi don't need energy, and they can easily take out infantry armies. these tanks are really going to go to town on Mana's army right now if he decides to kind of go out there. And Shark knows it. That's why he is setting up on the perimeter there. He is essentially assuming map control at this point. But I think he might be getting a little too cocky here. He's going to branch out. But it might be well warranted. Here comes Mana. He does have, I believe, Heatlands. And he's going to focus down those tanks. The Colossi and Immortals are playing a huge role. And Templar destroyed pretty much the entire Terran infantry army. Great move by Mana there. Really, these Immortals and these Colossi saved his butt. I mean, that was great. The Templars are great. He's doing some really great micro play here. He's doing quite excellent here with these Immortals and these Colossi. Shark has a bunch of tanks, but they're not going to be able to do too much against all these Colossi, all these Immortals, even these Zealots here moving out. I mean, really, Shark is in big trouble at this point. These Colossi are just going to rip apart everything he has. They completely destroy infantry, especially with Heatlands. They can hit the tanks, and the Storm is going to hit the tanks really hard, as well as these Immortals. This is pretty bad. It's looking really bad for Shark at this point. Mana doesn't have too many units, but they are strong units, and they have 2 and 2. They are going to completely devastate these factories here. Shark just has no really fighting chance at this point. We've got a bunch of Marauders coming out, but I don't think it'll be enough. There are just so many Immortals and a couple Colossi with Heatlands, so they don't have to take any damage really. They're going to sit in the back and just destroy everything. These Templars are just like, I don't even care, man. I'm going to sit here, gather energy. I don't care. I don't even got to do anything. I'm good, man. It's all good. You guys take care of it. And they will. These Colossi are like, I will take care of it, man. I got Heatlands. I got these crazy attack. I got cliff blocking. And GG. Not a bad does it, guys. That was a pretty good game. That was a pretty good game. There were a lot of good exchanges on both sides for sure. And I mean, the expansions on both sides were pretty evenly matched. I mean, both ended up getting 4 expansions, though. I mean, Mana arguably did get this 5th expansion, but he never really got to use it. The Terran player, Shark, was able to get expansions faster, boost his economy faster, get more guys out more quickly, but I think he lost in the micro battle. Macro was pretty even on both sides, but Mana really proved to be the micro king with these Templars and their Storm, and eventually the Colossi. That, I think, was the macro turning point. Shark got tanks, but I mean, Mana got Colossi as well as Immortals. Immortals deal with tanks very handily. Colossi destroy infantry as well as tanks with their Heatlands ability. Overall, good match, but Mana definitely came out on top there, especially in the late game with these Immortals, these Colossi. Shark had map control at one point, and he completely surrounded his bases, but Mana was able to pull out of it with that quick robotic tech, which he should have done earlier, but good game overall. Alright, that about does it. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been an SC2Strats broadcast. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my blog, and thanks for watching. See you again next time.